Hi, I'm Patricia Harris, and I am going to be telling a story about a business instance that happened somewhat recently back in December, January, um, and what the end result ended up being. So, back in December, we had a very prominent and important client to our business, and powerful player in the industry that we work in as well, beverage alcohol, that gave us about 15 days notice, letting us know that they would be acquiring another one of our clients and that we were to help them in this transition. So going into this, we were of the thinking that, we'll just focus on getting them set up and get their, POS systems and everything going. However, there was some outside pressure, or rather internal pressure from our teams, indicating that they would prefer to remove this client's instance of our software and get them onto our standard instance. We had initially targeted around the beginning of February so that we could not have to transfer as much data in order to make this happen. And going into it, I was super excited, thinking, oh yeah, we'll get this going, knock it out of the park, and be done with it. However, by the end of the month of January, we had an on-site with a client, and it became clear that there were some internal processes that they were working through that was going to prevent or at least impact the way our migration would run if we were to move forward with this project. So upon coming back to the office and thinking it through, sleeping on it a little bit, I rethought the way we were going down the road of the migration and made the decision that, maybe we weren't quite ready. This was a really hard thing to acknowledge. Because acknowledging that I wasn't quite prepared was kind of a shocker to me. I felt like I knew what I was doing, but we hadn't really taken the time to collaborate between different departments. So in slowing down this migration of sorts, we ended up having about 3 to 4 more months in which we could prepare. And so I worked with my colleague in our services department to collaborate and make sure that we had a checklist that spanned every aspect of what we were going to be migrating and to cover our bases in terms of what troubleshooting might come up down the road. Now, I think it's important to clarify that we're talking about a really large enterprise company in the beverage alcohol space that if this didn't go right, could potentially put them at risk of losing their licenses to be able to sell their product legally because they would be out of compliance. And this all had to do with the data that we were working on transferring. So fast forward to May of 2015, and we're definitely in crunch time, down to the wire, last couple of days getting the rest of the data in prior to the day that they were going to actually migrate. And when this happened, there was in fact an issue. However, because we had gone through such effort and strategy to actually say, okay, let's hold back, let's prepare a little bit more, let's really dig in and make sure that we're doing this right, we were able to identify the issue right off the bat. We were able to bring in the right people to correct the issue. And third, I think we really gained the trust of our client because it went so smoothly. Anybody in project management knows that projects oftentimes do not go without a hitch. There are usually lots and twists and turns and issues that pop up. So I think that we delighted the customer in making it a very smooth transition on our side. And ultimately, I personally came away with this feeling of, preparedness is always worth the effort. So that's my story for you. Looking forward to the next couple weeks.